They are interested in a striker, right? They've been linked with Ollie Watkins, Nicholas Jackson, but it seems, Benjamin, we call him SEŠKO?
Hey, we have Tim Vicker a bit like Sean Connery pronunciations.
Yeah, SEŠKO, I think that's how you pronounce it.
I won't be pronouncing it like that.
It sounds like you've had a few when you say it that way. He's the front runner now. So where are we with this at the moment?
So Manchester United, we know, have really struggled to score goals in the last 12 months, something Ruben Amorim has highlighted many a time. And as we understand it, Manchester United have held initial talks with RB Leipzig over Benjamin SEŠKO. 13 goals in the Bundesliga last season. And we were just talking about earlier, Jay, that he's got a variety of goals, didn't he? And that is something I think Ruben Amorim wants in his team, not just the lack of goals, but someone who can work in his system. And I mean, what do you think, Jay, in terms of SEŠKO and what you could add to the Premier League?
Yeah, no, I think he's a really good player. Obviously, he's a young player as well. When I look at his all-round game, he to me is exactly what Man United need. They need someone that is good in the box, that's a good finisher. He's very cute as well. He makes really good runs. You know, he goes to feet and then checks in behind and vice versa. He scores all different goals. He's a very strong player. But the way Man United will play with the two number 10s, they need a focal point. And even though Højlund he's been good in games. You've seen he went for a season. In the part of the season last year where he scored a few goals and he was on a bit of a run. But ultimately, I feel like SEŠKO could be that upgrade where, especially when they're putting balls on the box from wide areas, he's that kind of fox in the box, but then he's got that imagination as well to get involved in the game a bit more than Højlund does.
So where would that leave Højlund then? If SEŠKO comes in, I know he said he wants to fight for his place, but can you see them having both of them there?
Yeah, definitely. Again, Højlund is young. He's still learning, especially, you know, in the Premier League, and that's not to say, you know, SEŠKO, he needs to get used to the Premier League as well. But the fact that he said that he wants to stay and fight for his place is good. That's him showing a good attitude. But again, he has to be patient, because if Man United go and sign SEŠKO, then he's going to start.
Well, one thing I would say is, you know, there will be inevitable comparisons between SEŠKO and Rasmus Højlund, but when Manchester United signed Rasmus Højlund, for a lot of money, has to be said, 2 summers ago, Rasmus Højlund was going to a very different Manchester United team. When he made his Premier League debut against Brighton, the other attacking options was an injury-ravaged Anthony Martial. Marcus Rashford didn't know his best position in that team. You had Alejandro Garnacho, who's just 19 years old as well, and Ahmad, who was quite young in that team as well. If SEŠKO does join Manchester United, Højlund as well coming back into this team this season, you're backed up now by Bryan Mbeumo, Matheus Cunha, and Bruno Fernandes may be playing in a deeper position. So the situation both of these strikers would be playing in is completely different.
Now, and also when they played Bournemouth the other day, didn't they? And you know, Areola was talking, and he said they're going to be a proper team this year. And they played some really good football, scored goals obviously, which is important. And you know, even though Bournemouth have lost players, they're no pushover. They're still a good side, still got a very good manager. So it was good to see that. I think it's going to be a great Premier League this year. I can't wait for it, honestly.
So many good signings. You said it, SEŠKO. There you go.
Yeah, exactly.
Get on board.
SEŠKO. I don't know about.
Man United are open to selling Jadon Sancho this summer as they look to raise funds in the summer transfer window for further signings after acquiring Bryan Mbeumo and Matheus Cunha. Jadon Sancho is yet to resolve his future away from Manchester United as the winger continues to train at Carrington this summer. The 25-year-old spent the 2024-25 campaign on loan at Premier League rivals Chelsea, but despite a £25 million obligation to make the move permanent, the Blues chose to pay a £5 million penalty fee to return him to Old Trafford. United are keen to offload the winger this summer as they aim to bolster their attacking lineup. It is thought that the ex-Borussia Dortmund player doesn't feature in United boss Ruben Amorim's long-term plans and is likely to depart from M16 once more. Italian clubs, including Juventus and Napoli, have been linked, as well as Turkish heavyweights Fenerbahce. Below is a roundup of all the latest on Sancho's future. Sancho is one of 4 Reds players who are absent from United's pre-season tour of the United States. The Englishmen, Antony, Alejandro Garnacho, and Tyrell Malacia are all seeking moves away from Old Trafford this summer. So far, United have only been able to offload Marcus Rashford, who was also part of the group. Barcelona signed him on a season-long loan with an option to buy. Sky Germany reporter Florian Plettenberg has claimed that Dortmund are working on a deal to sign Sancho. Borussia Dortmund are still working on a transfer for Jadon Sancho and are exploring the possibility of a third return, he wrote on X, formerly Twitter. Talks are ongoing. Juventus General Director Damian Comolli has seemingly dismissed the prospect of signing Sancho. Reports emerging from Italy in recent months have claimed that Juventus have been in a position to sign Sancho. Tutto Juve relayed a report from La Stampa that United had agreed to sell the former Borussia Dortmund attacker for £17.3 million, which is reportedly £4.3 million less than the club's valuation. The move, it was suggested, would see Sancho take a pay cut in order to make the move to Turin. However, the Italian side's general director has spoken to reporters and somewhat dismissed claims that they were closing in on the United outcast. We have two of the best wingers in the world in Yildiz and Conceição, plus Nico Gonzalez, who's an excellent player, Comolli said. If anyone leaves, we'll be ready for the transfer market. Manchester United could be set for a dream final month of the summer transfer window. United badly needed to fix their goal-scoring issues after netting an abysmal 44 goals in the Premier League last term. Chances were regularly squandered by United's attacking players, who all lacked the composure needed to convert goal-scoring opportunities. Those problems have been identified and seem to have been partly addressed with the signings of Bryan Mbeumo from Brentford and Wolves' Matheus Cunha. And yet a truly top squad needs a reliable goal-scoring number 9, and that's why they are chasing a deal for RB Leipzig forward Benjamin Sesko. The 22-year-old has the attributes that Rasmus Højlund has lacked to succeed in the Premier League. Sesko's pace, strength in the air and composure could make him one of Europe's finest strikers. Attention should then turn towards a new midfielder with physical presence after Ruben Amorim's side were badly overrun in that department for much of last season. João Palhinha would have fitted in well at Old Trafford, but the former Fulham player now looks set to join Tottenham Hotspur instead. Crystal Palace's Adam Wharton is one of the brightest English midfielders around at the moment, and he may be a better option. Wharton is a Premier League regular for the Eagles and played a huge role in their shock FA Cup win. The 21-year-old is also a full England international who has been to a major tournament with the Three Lions. Ineos appears to be targeting young stars at Old Trafford, and so he fits the bill perfectly. A new goalkeeper would then be looked at in an ideal world. Paris Saint-Germain shotstopper Gianluigi Donnarumma has been linked in recent days and would represent a significant upgrade on Andre Onana. The Italian number 1 is in the prime of his career and, although his ball-playing ability may not be as accomplished as Onana's, his shot-stopping skills are markedly better. Sales will be needed to pull off much of United's remaining potential deals before the summer window closes on September 1st. The club's so-called bomb squad has narrowed to 4 players after Marcus Rashford's departure to Barcelona on loan. But Alejandro Garnacho, Antony, Jadon Sancho, and Tyrell Malacia remain stuck at Carrington with all their futures still unresolved. United will be hoping to sell all 4, or hope to at least get a transfer fee for Garnacho, even if it means loaning out the other 3 players. The Argentine's homegrown status as an academy graduate would mean that any sale represents pure profit and provides a significant PSR, profit and sustainability rules, boost for United. It will be much needed as the club look towards a brighter and much improved 2025-2026 campaign under Amorim.